Shalom, shalom. All right, we did brothers here from GmsTampa Bay coming at you with another live weekly class session. First and foremost, we're going to give all the praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rasakodas. Go on to the elders apostles of Great Millstone. Much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out His truth and His truth and sincerity. And as we see happening around the world is getting into more of a darker cloud, of a darker spirit, okay? Because the spirit of the people of the earth is slowly but surely coming into the realization that the end is near, okay? And by the end is near, we don't mean the earth imploding within itself. We're talking about chaos and judgment and the return of who the world living calls Jesus Christ, coming to deliver His people and to render His anger against the wicked ones of the earth. Okay, that's what the end entails. All right. So first and foremost, let me start off with this. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 5. It says, I'll start at verse 3. Ezekiel 7:3 says, "Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations." Okay, and starting with the house of Israel, okay, starting with those of you that know you Israelites, this is that time of judgment that's been coming upon us. Okay, for the Lord, for you to get right. And those that aren't meant to get right, the Lord sifting them out. Okay, this is why the tribulations have been coming to you. You've been catching all types of hell. All right. And here real soon we're getting ready to come into the time of the famine of the word. Okay, and the persecution. All right. So this has all been in preparation for the elect to be made white and perfect before that coming in the day of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so that the virgins will be properly adorned in the day of meeting the bridegroom. Okay, but the rest of you people, because the scripture says, "What shall it be to them that believe not?" Okay, and the majority of the world does not believe. All right, and as we see happening around the world, the Lord is preparing these nations to get ready to go to war. And great calamities is going to befall all the nations of the earth, man. A lot of you people are getting ready to suffer greatly. Okay? You're going to go through shortages. It's if you're already going through shortages in times of war, more shortages come. Why? Because you have to feed the military. So there has to be a sort of rationing of what you eat so that some can get sent over to military, okay, troops. So things are already bad, and here it is, you're getting ready to go to a World War III. Your fuel's already been depleted for your strategic supply by a good boy old Biden, okay, the smartest guy on the planet Earth, all right? So when that time of war comes, the fuel that is left for you people is going to be used for the military, okay? So what are you going to be left with? Not a damn thing. So that's going to be cut short. You already see the whole thing with diesel being cut, being running, being on shorthand. Okay, so things are it's just been one big snowball effect happening around the earth with the judgment of the Lord, man, pertaining to the judgment of the Lord. Okay, and ultimately, what's going to come of all this is complete, utter destruction of America and much death around the world via what's going to be known as World War III. Okay, and as you see things turning up in the east, all right, ultimately the big turn up is going to be in the Middle East. All right, and this is all part of the Lord's judgment. All right, all these things that are coming upon the earth. This is verse 4. It says, "And mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai." So you're going to know who the Lord is in that day, man, because He's going to be judging you people according to your ways. You wanted to live a wicked lifestyle. You wanted to be a nigga and be all you can be in this world. Okay, you wanted to be a friend onto the world. You wanted to serve Mammon instead of serving the Heavenly Father. And we talking about you Israelites, okay? Because the other heathens, they're none of his, man. All right? The Lord don't care about the other nations. But the Lord is coming to judge the other nations because of what they've done to the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And everybody right now is finding out about the Israelites. Okay, this word is being pushed out to the last crevices that have not seen, that the water has not flowed through, which water can get through any little crack, man. Okay, and so now it's getting to that point to where now every crevice is going to be filled with these living waters, and then the end shall come. Okay,
the gospel, the news. Yep. Like I said, this gospel shall be preached across the four corners of the earth.
Yep.
And then, like you said, the end is what? It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of all existence. It's not the end of the world or the Most High's creation. It's the end of an empire. You know, so the end shall come. When what Esau Edom, what's that to the Gentiles be fulfilled? You know, to the time of, so we're living in the time of the Gentiles being overcome by that stone.
And just notified just as of right now, breaking news: North Korea launches ballistic missile towards Sea of Japan. South Korean military says, you know,
that's what the outside said.
Right.
You can back you up, bro. That's what the outside in red. You know, for those unbelievers and people don't read. Well, if you read, you would know in red. You know, that the Messiah spoke about there will be wars pursuing his coming. There will be talk of these things that are taking place on the planet Earth, pursuing his fire that he's bringing on the earth. Because he said these are not kindled.
So continuing on, Ezekiel 7:5 says, "Thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come." And evil is bad times, man. Okay? This is what's getting ready to come to you. Bad times. The fact that there's rumors being spread of war, of missiles being launched, missiles hitting certain places, people dying. They don't know who did it, what caused it, which now they've come out and they said it was an accident. Ukraine, they shot that off and it went the wrong, whatever. But this is bad times. People are nervous. People are stressed out. They don't know what to do. They don't know whether they should prepare for complete chaos or whether they should just go on about, business as usual. All right. It says, verse 6, "An end is come, the end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come," man. And if you envision in your mind's eye, okay, the grim reaper lurking around a corner, this is likened on to the end coming. It said it watches for thee, which is this is the death that's getting ready to come to the earth, man. Okay. It says, let me skip on down now too, because we can read a whole lot of this. But let me read down.
Can I say this real quick? Back you up. I will put the second chapter because it says the end come and it watches for thee. Well, Habakkuk 2, it says, and though it tarry, wait for it. You know, it shall surely come. So you don't got to worry about, expecting the end. Right. Just know that the end is watching for you. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, bro, if what manner of person are you to be type shit,
Says verse 25, it says, "Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none." Okay, and this is what's coming, man. See, in the midst of this World War III that's getting ready to pop off, all these nations are going to be trying to somehow come up with a peace agreement, a peace treaty, a truce, so to say. Okay?
Obama said, he said, Russia does not want World War III.
Right. But they know it's going to come.
Exactly. You know, it's mutual shared destruction.
Right.
All right.
Verse 26, and then you got it, that Matthews. Ezekiel 7:26, "Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients." Meaning our tongues are going to cleave onto the roof of our mouth. We're going to be made dumb, so to say. We're not going to be speaking the words of the Most High. That's that famine of the word. See, that when all hell is breaking loose out here, then that's when you people are going to come looking for us. And when I'm telling you, the Spirit's been on me the last couple like week, week and a half to say this. When you find yourself in the midst of chaos and then you looking for the men of the Lord, you're on the wrong side of the door. You are on the wrong side of the door. Because that means the doors of mercy have been closed. Okay? There's no way of getting around it, man. You either get in when you can. Because after that, there ain't after hours, man. The doors are closed, they're locked. Okay? And nobody's opening them up. Because it's the Most High who closes them. Okay? It's not of us. All right? But this is what's happening right now. Is we seeing the mischief upon mischief. These missiles being launched into the oceans and missiles being rained upon other countries and countries being invaded and gas lines being corrupted to disrupt fuel gas going through economies being hurt, nations being sanctioned. All these things is mischief upon mischief. Okay, and on lower levels, niggas doing niggas shit. Okay, and then it said, and rumor shall be upon rumor, which is what Yahweh Shai said, man, which is what the brother was referencing earlier. And this is what we're seeing. But eventually, guess what? These rumors are going to become a real life. It's going to become true story. It's going to become I told you so. Okay?
Hey, back you up. Ezekiel 33rd chapter. Then shall they know that a prophet was among them. That's why the Lord got us out there on the highways, letting Jake know, like, bro, this is what's getting ready to happen before you even know what's getting ready to happen, man. You know what I mean? Like the Lord, hey, to be honest, but the Lord pretty much gave us an upgrade. He put us on, man. Because what's getting ready to happen is getting ready to, Jake is he's getting ready to be put in this situation where it's too late for him, man. But the whole time the Lord is giving you the nutrients, man. He's giving you the water to sustain you, the fruit, and the bread of life. So that when these things actually come to pass, when the famine of the word comes, you already got a full belly, You already straight, bro. That's what the Lord has done for us, man. By the foolishness of preaching to save those that believe,
And as the brother read in Ezekiel, the rumors, man. All right. Yahweh didn't come to aid. He said, I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. All right. All of the from the prophets to the law. Okay. Yahweh spoke, but, he came and he confirmed these things, man. All right. Coming from the mouth of the Son of God himself. The St. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. All right. And that is at an all-time high. North Korea this, North Korea. At one point in time, a couple years ago, all it was North Korea testing missiles. All right, that's all you would hear. Now, it's Russia and America basically what they call the term called proxy wars. All right, where they're at America and Russia are at war with each other, but it's just a proxy war. Okay, but these are the wars and rumors of wars, and as we always give the analogy of a fight, that's how it starts. She say this, and then when those two actually meet up, they're like, yeah, I heard all the stuff you were talking about, and then bam, that's where the fight starts. Okay.
Real quick, just one quick rumor. This is off of Sputnik News. It says Moscow urges Warsaw, which is I believe it's the capital of Poland. It says not to engage in dirty provocations staged by the Kiev regime. So right now, what's the rumors is that Russia had a hand in what in that what caused the missile to land in the side of Poland and killing 2 people. Which they'll say that if Russia never launched missiles in Ukraine, then Ukraine would have never launched their missile defense system, which was what actually hit over in Poland. But Russia's here saying hey, don't engage and don't start spewing some madness and go down that road to where you talking about us, okay? Because it's not going to be good, man. It's going to lead to war. Like the brother said, they already know what's going to come of what this war is. Matter of fact, If a brother can get that precept of battle, this war should be fought with fuel, burning the fire of Bashar, because these leaders understand what's going to come, like the brother Kanakala said earlier, what's going to come of it if these nations do go to war, man. This is not going to be like World War II. It's not going to be like World War One, where battlefronts are going to be fought with man on man combat, gunfire, trenches. It's not going to be none of that shit, man. It's going to be niggas in tents with controllers in their hands, okay? And back here in Tampa, people ready to press buttons, okay? Go ahead.
Yep, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
Yeah, all ancient battles were fought like that, man. Straight up chaos. You know, we were watching that clip of Alexander, the movie, last week, and it was just straight up chaos. You know who the hell was who. You were liable to kill your own partner if you were just in the motions of just swinging that stick around, man. Okay? And even leading up to World War One and World War Two, it was like that. Even Vietnam War was like that. Men on the ground, boots on the ground, man, running through forest, fire, explosions, bullets zipping past you, people gurgling with blood coming out their throats, people screaming in pain. That's how the wars of old were fought, man. But let's see what the scripture says about the war that's to come.
But this shall be with burning in fuel of fire.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. Okay? This is that third woe. One woe is past, the second woe coming, or how does it go? Two woes have passed, and
Third will come.
third woe coming quickly, man. Coming quickly, man. Okay?
It'll be in your lifetime.
Right.
You know, it'll be in that lifetime where you will feel like ain't shit popping off. But that's when the Lord had already, you know, gathered up his men, going back into the Revelation of what's that 11? You know, with the dead bodies. Man, the Lord already been building up the house of David, man. You know what I mean? But you would be looking at it like ain't nothing popping off. But what? At the end it shall speak. I was speaking, it's not right. So you would be like, well, it's not in my lifetime. You know, it was once a time where you could walk past the elders' camp, you know, and mock the sun. Now, nobody ain't saying shit about the USSR.
St. Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and you turn on your news, all right, that's what's popping. All right. War with Russia. Somebody let off this missile. All right. As the brothers just read, all right, the latest rumor, North Korea just let off a missile by the Japan Sea. Okay, those are the rumors. Rumors means to hear.
Add on to you. What I brought rumors up in Matthew 20.6. Blue Letter Bible, one of the definitions says of preaching the gospel. Hearsay, report, a rumor. And when you go to the root word, down here at the bottom it says to comprehend, to understand, to hear, you know, and then, you know, that verse off, you know, basically will fill it off.
Yep, to comprehend, to hear. Because why? You read the first verses, the disciples asked how shy, what shall be the end of the time, you know, the signs of the times, basically. Brothers read the word to comprehend, to hear. So we're hearing those rumors, because now we're comprehending, and we're hearing these things like, well, hey, we at the end, you know?
Can I say this real quick, bro? Back you up. Declare war. That rumor, he declared war. But what he said, I come not to send peace, but a sword. So he was declaring war then. You know, like what? Now that you see the promises come to pass, resembling what? His return, man, to finish it off in a time of third world war. You know?
What the Pharisees were saying about Yahushua, that he's speaking up against Rome. When they were telling Pontius Pilate to crucify him, speaking up against Rome, you know, so to say. You know, it's what the prophets were sent to do. Prophesy against nations. Somebody get that real quick. Jeremiah, was that 8 and 8? 28 and 8. But we sure somebody get that real quick. Okay? So this is what the prophets were sent to do, man. The prophesied of the destruction of nations, man. And so, guess what? We in the modern times, man. What are the nations that's in power right now? America. What they say the other day, they're dude over in Poland that was doing a reporting for Fox News, and he was talking about NATO, and he said the Article 5 says that any nation that is an ally to America and NATO, why did he have to say America? America is a part of NATO. So why did he have to single out America and then say and NATO? Because America is that whore that rideth upon the beast. America is the one it's governing, is the hammer of the whole earth. They're the ones that have the grasp on what goes and what can and cannot be done on the planet Earth right now. Okay, and so that's who we're prophesying of being destroyed. This is the great Babylon the Great. This is that virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right, and we read in Ezekiel of evil, and only evil is coming. But Jeremiah was speaking this. Okay, who was the nation that was in power during the time of Jeremiah? It was Babylon. Okay, so who's the nation that's in power now? Because Jeremiah is back here again in these last days. All right, wherever he might be, he's out there doing the exact same thing that he was doing, because the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. Okay, so now when you read these verses of the destruction of Babylon, you got to look at it in a modern sense, because these were prophecies. Okay, and really, Babylon of old was not destroyed completely, but there's a bunch of prophecies talking about Babylon shall become desolate, which we're going to get into a couple of those. Okay, but you have to understand that that was talking about ancient Babylon, but it's also referencing the Babylon to come, because the ancient Babylon wasn't made completely desolate. Desolate means empty. That land of Iraq over there is still inhabited by people. Okay, that was it on that precept. Go back to that map.
Comment says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
The end is not yet. Why? Because this gospel had to be preached. Okay, because the breath entered into the men of the Lord back in the 70s, and you had the Vietnam War. All right, you had Desert Storm, you had the war on Iraq. All right, now you had in all these different wars, these proxy wars, like the brother mentioned earlier. Okay, which is ultimately going to lead to what? The end. But first, what had to happen? The gospel had to reach the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. Okay, which is where we're at right now. They got videos talking about the Israelites on World Star, for Christ's sake. if that don't tell you we in the end, then I don't know what it's gonna take a smack in the face from the Lord to tell you that we in the end. That's what y'all waiting for, but then it's too late. Well, you know, some people gonna get it before that door, right at that door, before you hit that locking of the whatever the fuck the lock. Okay, before you
Carefully be safe.
Yep. Go ahead on that.
So you can keep reading it.
Yep, read verse 7.
That's those that believe on me through their word. You know, people that actually heard us speak, man.
And remembered, and then when shit started, oh shit, that's right. Man. And they're gonna remember that seed's gonna sprout because the Lord gives the increase, and they're gonna remember, man, they said the names of this, the names of that. Other people, it's gonna take them a while to get it, and then they're gonna come looking, but it's gonna be too late. Okay.
Verse 7 says, for nation shall rise against nation.
This is what we see happening. Okay. You know, in a sense of just taking it for word, nation against nation, you know, you got these nations coming up against each other. Okay. But in the sense of what it's really talking about, it's talking about the different nations as in the tribes of the earth. Okay. Mainly Israel versus Esau. Okay. This is the big controversy That's the biggest. That's the biggest rivalry on the planet Earth. On the planet Earth, man, and all the history. Okay, go ahead.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Kingdom against kingdom. Okay, the kingdom of America, kingdom of Russia. Okay, kingdom of Iran, the kingdom of Syria, the kingdom of North Korea. Okay, these are kingdoms, man. It's just there's one kingdom that's more powerful than the rest, but now they're becoming weak as the other ones are. Okay, but it said what at the end? Famine, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places, man. We've been seeing these things happen, and it's going to continue to get worse. Does it on that one? Anybody had anything before we get Jeremiah 50?
Yes, I do. Sure. It's about 2nd Ezra 9, real quick, to back you up. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, and right to the point. Verse 4. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So, like you said, going up previous verses, these things are taking place on the planet Earth because the Most High is visiting Esau, Edom. I was in 2nd Ezra 6th chapter where the Most High is making inconsistent for them that hurt unjust. Bro, these things are taking place on the planet Earth because the Most High, Yahweh Messiah, is visiting Esau, Edom. And there's nothing he can do about it, man. You know? Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning, that's Esau came out first. In the end is manifest. The end of the heathen rulerships is made clear. That's what Daniel wrote down to Nebuchadnezzar. The end of all heathen rulerships was made clear. And that stone that smoked the whole statue. There's an end all be all for wicked rulership.
That stone that was carved out of the mountain without hands, all right, struck what? The feet, the 10 toes, the toes that were iron mixed with miry clay. Okay, which is what we're at right now, man. The NATO EU nations, which make up the beast. Okay, that dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, that's the NATO EU nations, man. And the whore that rideth upon the beast is America. Okay. Get that Jeremiah 50 first. Read that first. Read verse 9.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
And what were those nations back then? It was the Persians and the Medes. Okay, primarily more so the Medes, man. But it was those two nations that became confederate one with another to come up against Babylon. Okay, but now who the modern day Medes? Okay, who's that country from the north that's coming against Babylon, man? It's the Russians, man. And you look into the map of the Medes, that's all that Crimea, Romania, or not Romania, Ukraine, Belarus. Okay, all those nations are in that general area. And then what? Russia, man.
Can I say
You want to add something?
No. Okay. Ecclesiastes one of your favorite precepts, huh? You know, the thing that which have been. So they were ruling, but what? That thing which have been is what shall be. You know, so the Lord has raised up that bear. The feet of all. Revelation 17 chapter. The Lord has raised up the feet now. Man. And hey man, and there's no new thing under the sun. Is really what I want to say, man. There is no new thing under the sun. All these heathen nations have their rulership. They reached their peak. They did us unjustly. Okay, because none of us prospered. Right? So now it's time for them to be judged, bro. This is the end all be all.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9 says,
if any brother got precept, pull them up.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations. Plural. So it will be an assembly of them, But Ezekiel the 38th chapter, be ye guard, of the smaller nations.
Yep, I got that right here real quick. This is Ezekiel 38 and verse 4. Start at verse 3. It says, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and this is talking about Russia, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. This is that military of Russia, which is very great, and their weapons, including their weapons of mass destruction. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, which is who? Who are the modern day Persians, man? There you go. Syria, Iran, Iran, okay? Ethiopia and Libya with them. All of them with shield and helmet, which we'll get into it, but it says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north borders. This is Turkey, man. And Russia and Turkey been making alliances for the last couple of years that America's been sanctioning Turkey over. Okay? It says, and all his bands and many people with thee. Okay? It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard to them. So this is the great what how to say it?
The assembly of great nations.
That's the assembly of the great nations, man. The ones that are that Russia's being a guard onto. Okay? So you got that?
The assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her, and her is Babylon the Great. From thence he shall be taken, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man.
Right. And what happens when a woman is taken? She gets seized up, man. She gets penetrated. All right. And what's about to happen to America? This place is about to be seized up. It's about to be taken by these other nations, man. It's going to be spoiled and ravished.
Old virgin dog.
Right.
Old virgin.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's never been pierced. It's never been, like bros, like I said, it's never been fought.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the ultimate, penetration is coming to Babylon the Great, because you're so proud. You just walk around here with that shit like that.
Yeah, I got a quick reset on that real quick. Revelation 18, and I believe like verse 7. Yep, it says Revelation 18 and 7, how much she hath glorified herself, talking about Babylon the Great. Okay. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
What Apostle John the Revelator, he marveled at this whore, man. You know what I mean? Damn. He's seen the beauty of it, But then at the end all be all, what one of the angels said, I will show you the judgment of the great whore. So bro, this bitch ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we're living in a time when the judgment of the great whore is getting ready to be fulfilled. And she's getting ready to be ultimately hit fucked with missiles, man. Everybody getting ready to penetrate her, man. Even her own allies. You know what I mean? So that's you marveling for what type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you the ultimate end of this place, in the holy apostles and prophets given to be forth.
Verse of the and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. According to Joel the second chapter says her arrows should be as of a mighty expert man. So scripture say that none of them shall break their rank. We were just talking about before the live stream started about the lightning strike that hit that missile, and the missile kept coming. So opening the spirit of the Lord, he's that mighty expert man guiding these missiles.
Which those arrows is those missiles, man. All right. Which shall begin to be shot from the ends of the earth. All right. We were talking about that earlier today. The silo opening up. People being swallowed up. But you can keep reading. Brother got precepts.
Yeah, they're coming. We're still in Jeremiah, so I'll go with Jeremiah 49. I'm reading the KJV, then I'm reading the NLT. I want to make a point. Because Jeremiah 49 in verse 14 in the KJV says, I've heard a rumor from Yahweh, an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle.
All right.
Just put Bible I can ask, when I was looked up that word rumor, Matthew 24 chapter is going to preach the gospel. So ultimately that rumor is going to prophecy, because you hear a rumor, it's something that you pretty much can't verify at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Just pretty much hearsay. Like Habakkuk second chapter, at the end it should speak, though it tarry, it should surely come to pass. So these rumors are going to be fulfilled. It's pretty much gospel, good news. These nations can hit these dupes. You know what I'm saying? These World War III being drawn out. That's a rumor, but it's also prophecy. It's prophecy.
But I heard a rumor from the Lord, so the prophet say the rumor, which before too much in prophecy, before it happens, they speak it fast. But I read here in the NLT. So Jeremiah 49 verse 14 in the NLT, it says, "I've heard a message from Yahweh that an ambassador was sent to the nations to say, form a coalition against Edom and prepare for battle." So notice how I said in the KJV it says against her, right? And I heard that virgin daughter of Babylon, right? And here it is in the NLT, it says Edom, right? So there's another clue that who that virgin daughter would be Edom, so white man ruling this time now, right? Because we went to how the place, how Babylon was destroyed, ancient Babylon was not. I was prophesied virgin daughter to be destroyed by fire. So another context, we wanted to, because we go into this whole chapter is talking about Esau, talking about Canaan, right? Talking about Basra, using 2 cities in Edom, right? And then modern day Edom is in the land of Jordan.
And back you up real quick. That's why in Numbers, when Balaam was giving out when the spirit fell on him, the latter end of his prophecy, he was checking Edom. He said, Edom shall be possessed, and Amalek shall be destroyed. To back you up, man. Like, bro, Esau Edom is not getting ready to be. He's not escaping with it, man.
Because ancient Babylon got destroyed, right? Which you go into story, we go into the details, reading first Edit 4th chapter, it tells you Esau turned down the temple. So here it is, Babylon got taken down to Esau, he didn't get in trouble for it. He stayed off as he's known for being a fugitive and a vagabond. He got away and escaped judgment, right? So here it is now in the same chapter, it says that cup that was drunk by us, right? This man have to drink that cup too, right? And we're seeing the sign of that this man's going down, right? I'll read some more. So Jeremiah 49, going back to KJV, verse 15, it says, "For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men." So small meaning insignificant. Let's talk about that well-favored harlot, right? This place was always lifted up and praised around the world. Everybody wants to speak English. Everybody wants to learn the white man's curriculum, want to dress like him, right? But now guess what? These nations are looking down on so far. Right? Verse 16 it says, "Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of rock, that holdest the height of the hill." Because right now, who's on top? You just talked about it. The beast that rides, or the horse that rides the beast is America. So they're on top of the hill. Hill being the government. So they're on top of everything. And this sounds like a book, right? That pride of the sea, says, though thou shouldst make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence. If you keep on reading this chapter, but again mentions about Sodom and Gomorrah, as also I overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, that's how you overthrow the place. Okay? But again, that's what you know. And being rumored, what is rumored is war, okay? Because it wasn't for the war destruction, it's always doing false wickedness,
Going into that rumor, that that the brother was going into, all right? This is all a part of prophecy. Okay, I got a quick detail point to bring early. This is going into Jeremiah 51. The point is at verse 46, but I'm going to start at verse 45. It says, "My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai." All right, so that fierce anger of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to be one of these missiles, these arrows that the brother was going into are going to be shot off from the ends of the earth, all right, and to enter into this atmosphere over here in America, okay, which is known in the scriptures, Babylon, all right, Babylon the Great. So the Lord is telling you what to flee out of this place spiritually. All right, verse 46, it says, "Unless your heart faint and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, a rumor," this is what we were going into that earlier, "a rumor shall both come 1 year And after that, in another year, shall come a rumor and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. All right, so this is going into what the brother was going into in the book of Matthew 24. All right, going into what the rumors of wars. All right, so this is showing us. All right, this is the end of days. This is the end of time that we are in. All right, and all this is leading up and what until what the great assembly of nations. All right, coming up against Babylon the Great. What the ruler against ruler, the violence in the land. So we see these things happening, and like the brother had mentioned earlier, going to Habakkuk 2, I believe, verse 3. All right, this at the end it shall speak. But we seeing these things are speaking real live right now. All right, and we know that we are at the end of these at the end. All right, of Esau's rulership, current rulership.
And when you go to the word rumor on the etymology, it says up rumor, noun, unsustained report, gossip, hearsay, also tidings, news. What? Right.
Good news. Gospel that's being preached.
A current report with or without foundation.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's verified or not, but it's still going out there. It's still a rumor, so to say.
Because we back this up off of faith. They pretty much ask, can you prove that? But through the spirit, you know what I'm saying? We got it. Through the spirit, the prophet got it.
Where'd you read that at? Oh, that's not a credible news source. All right. Well, you're going to see the news source when the Lord comes and shows you that these things were true. Because what does Ezekiel 33 and 33 say? And when these things come to pass, and lo, they will come, then shall they know that the prophet has been amongst us. So that's the news source that you really should be listening to, is the prophet who just told you about that. But they just bugged out.
You gotta listen. Right. That's back up with Solomon Kim chapter. That's why they're gonna be amazed at the strangeness of that person's salvation, because they're gonna be like, damn, I never expected for this person, who told me that this was actually happening. He was my coworker, he was my dad, he was my he was my uncle. The whole time what he was telling me was the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be amazed, man.
And the rumor is going to be confirmed. He's like, yeah, I heard about that. And then the confirmation is going to come Revelation 19:10, a testimony of how Shai's spirit of prophecy. It's in prophecy, so this is the foundation of the birth of that faith. The foundation is the scripture.
Because you're going to, in the stock market, one of the common things is a lot of rumors tell the news. So if you hear it on the news, it's already too late. If it started happening, so the rumors you buy in before comes to pass, that's your best chance of
you heard the rumor from the elders.
inside trading.
Exactly. The spirit, fall out, and we was like, okay, cool. We hearing this rumor, but we took heed to it. Rumor is the gospel, the good tidings. There's a old French rumor, commotion, widespread noise or report.
No, that's the widespread. What is it?
Not widespread noise or report.
Right? That widespread noise, right? That's been heard around the earth is World War III. The great battle to come. And everybody's hearing about this. Everybody's hashtag WW3. Okay. Anytime a missile gets launched, hashtag WW3. Right, the whole thing happened with Putin, or that missile that hit Poland, and video came up on World Star talking about World War III. Like, bro, this is that widespread noise. Okay, go ahead.
Widespread noise or report, noise, clamor, common talk, hearsay, popular opinion. And that's how you start a war. A war has to be popular. If a war isn't popular, then you won't get the people to support it. That's why you have false flag events, because you got to make the war popular. I remember I was watching one of the secretaries of the U.S. They was basically saying like Putin is basically operating an unpopular war. Like his people don't support it. All right, so they popular opinion. All right, so the more rumors and the more the narrative they paint. All right, this is the popular opinion. Like, yeah, this is what's going on, but the rumor is going forth. So everybody has an opinion about it. They send forth the rumor, so everybody has an opinion. All right, and then the popular, what's popular? You know, Russia's the bad guy. Russia's the boogeyman. All right, and you know Russia ain't backing down. You know, they're gonna have to defend themselves. So finish off on this is which is talk here, say popular opinion. All right, loud protest, clamor, outcry. You know, also borrowed from the Middle English, but is now archaic or poetic, right? Making a loud, confused noise. Sound of the battle, you know, and that's pretty.
Just a quick side note, if you didn't know, ancient Babylon wasn't taken down by war. Neither was it taken down by a skirmish. It was just overnight. The king got killed, him and his men. Okay, and that was the end of it. Babylon fell after that.
Say Babylon should be made desolate.
Right.
Babylon over there is still standing.
Right. And even going back to then, back then, it wasn't made desolate. Babylon was looked at as a holy city. You know, that was a great city. They didn't destroy it like that, man. And again, it wasn't taken down. There wasn't wars that led into Babylon losing power, man. There weren't many lives lost because they went into a war. No, this is what this is talking about is what's coming in these last days, man. To the virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay. Read that. You still got that Jeremiah 47? I got it right here. 51. 51. Oh, you still got it? All right. Read that. Verse 47.
Okay. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 47. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her.
Keep going.
Verse 48, then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, saith the Lord.
And so you go into that Revelation 18, those merchants, they're going to be bewailing her, man, when this place gets destroyed. Okay, there's going to be great lamenting for the downfall of Babylon the Great. All right, and it's not singing of joy. These nations are going to be hurt that America gets destroyed, but they want to do it. They hate to have to destroy her, but it has to be done. So states the scriptures. Okay. Read that verse 49.
Verse 49. Verse 49. It says, "As Babylon has caused the shine of Israel slain." Oh, let me read it again. Verse 49. As Babylon has caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth.
Right. So what happened here in America, man? Israel was put to death here in America, man. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. So just like they shed our blood here, their blood is going to be shed here, because the land cannot be cleansed but by the blood of him that shed it. Okay. So great judgment has to come to this place, man, and it will come to America, to the whole earth, but primarily America. America will be destroyed from coast to coast for their evil dealings upon the world, man. Okay, and for great tribulation, the trouble that they've caused all the nations, primarily the Israelites, man. See, the nations are going to get their part in shooting at this place and having a part, a hand in destroying America, but the starting with Yahushua and the rest of the elect, we're gonna have our part in taking our vengeance on this place when we come down from chariots, man. And we subjugate nations and people. Okay?
This is Ezekiel 35, verse 5, according to verse 6. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast set the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, all caps, Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood. And that's what's happening. Esau is being prepared, like you said. the only way that a land can be cleansed is by the blood. Well, the preparation is being made. You know, uh, all the nations, including the elect of the nation of Israel. You know, Israel itself, the nations who you are confederate, well, you spilled a lot of blood. Bro. So the Lord is preparing you this whole time. It says, therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood. Now, I'm going to read it in the NLT. As surely as I live, said the sovereign Lord Yahweh, since you show no distaste for blood, I will give you a blood bath of your own. Your turn has come. That's the time that we're going into, man. You know, so it's a beautiful time to understand these prophecies, man. Esau even is being made to the bathe in the blood that he has said, you know.
And like the boss stars goes into America is a great altar. Being prepared for that great sacrifice. You know, Lord's about to burn this place up fat, kidneys and rams, goats and lambs, all that's gonna be sacrificed here by the time.
That's why he said I created the smith and the waster to destroy. So the Lord blessed you and he cursed you. So he's showing you that he's not with you, bro. He was using you the whole time, devil, you know, to destroy yourself.
I got a quick one. So Isaiah chapter 34, and I'll read verse 5 and 6. Isaiah 34 and 5, it says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my cursed judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. What's the land of Idumea? It's America. Idumea being the Edomites. All right? You Idumeans. All right? Yeah.
That's a coding. You know, you got to have the download, Amos 37, to understand what the brother just said. You know what I mean?
And that sword is those missiles, man. Alongside Yahushua. Yahushua being the great sword, and the missiles being the glittering sword.
Yep.
All right? You have
No,
something? You have something? All right, let's go back to that Jeremiah then.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 10 says, in Chaldea should be a spoil. All that spoil her should be satisfied, says the Lord. All that spoil is going to, Revelation 17, telling from inborn,
Right.
Should burn her with fire.
Right. Might hold Isaiah 13.
Yeah.
Hold.
Jeremiah 50, chapter 50, verse 11 says, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O you destroyers of my heritage.
And we just read about the slaying of Israel, man. Okay, you destroyed the Lord's heritage, his people. You took away their name. Okay, you took away their customs. You beat them if you found them reading scriptures. Okay, now we're being demonized for bringing out the truth. Okay, bringing our people back onto the Lord. How crazy is that? You get demonized for bringing out the truth of the Lord's people, okay, and who they are, and to come back to him to serve him.
people just, completely versed. This land, man, you look at the history of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, this land is completely it's been a demise, man, all right, of our people here. All right, and as the brother said, we simply just coming out with truth, saying who we are, and you're demonizing us, hey man, this place is gonna get touched, man.
Yeah. Real quick, I got a quick precept to go with that. James 2, chapter 13, or James chapter 2, verse 13, it says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that has showed no mercy, and mercy rejoices against judgment.
Yeah, so missiles bombarding this place, that's a fit judgment. No mercy, because the scriptures say, El Bahar was one as the other day. The missiles, they gonna shoot the missiles, they ain't gonna care about pregnant women, the elderly, children, women. They ain't gonna care.
And that's
No mercy.
That's what that means, Ezekiel. Lay old utterly, backing up Revelation the 7th chapter, while the angels are holding back the four winds. Because that destruction is it's gonna be no mercy, bro. That's why the Lord is gonna confirm his elect in that time. The Lord said, bro, we're not out here speaking in vain. Everything that we're prophesying is gonna come to pass. You know? And when that judgment comes, it's just your ass. That's just what it is.
Like verse 7 says, because he was glad, because he rejoiced, or he destroyed the mind heritage. That's how, it ties Babylon back to Esau, because it said, in the book of Psalms, O Edom, daughter of Babylon, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. And like the brother was just reading, Ezekiel the 35th chapter, when you start like verse 2, it said, prophesy against Mount Seir. So, you know what I'm saying? All this ties, Babylon and Great, I can say. So.
Real quick, Obadiah chapter 1, well, only chapter, but I'm going to read verse 1 and then skip on down. Obadiah 1, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor, again, there goes the rumor, from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Okay, so this is obviously talking about Esau, Edom. It didn't name any other nation but Esau. Verse 12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. So that joy that you had in partaking of taking our heritage away, of beating our people down in a bloody pope after the Lord already beaten us down, you got paid. You're burning the temple, okay? And putting it in modern terms, look at just the atrocious things that were done to the so-called Negroes, especially the so-called Negroes here in America, man. I mean, just look at some of the movies, and that's only a tidbit of what was actually done to our people, man. Look at the Native Americans, and then in the Caribbeans and the South America, the encomiendas, man. All right, the basic, the enslavement of the people down there. They were completely tortured. These people went through all types of hell, man. Shit that we don't even know of.
I'll back to the point I was making earlier about you should be happy that we found out who we are. Here it is devil, that's going to fish people. That really show you who our number one enemy. The enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. Here it is, they a goal, we find out who we are. What is he doing? Trying to put you back to peace, because again, he's trying to add on to the affliction. The devil, he can't go into no mercy because he don't get shit, And that's the sad part. Jake don't realize that this devil, he's gonna push 12 and 12. He's gonna get our people real good, but that's because they keep all you sell out, you coon, all right, tap dancing for this devil, in compliance with the covenant that you made with death, the covenant you made with him, the agreements you made with him. That's why y'all gonna perish too, man, because it makes absolutely no sense, man. This man coming against your nation, destroying your people. Look at the history, but he rock you to sleep by just giving you a fiat currency, some paper, and you cool with that.
And laughing
you
at
have
you.
To die, man.
Yeah, and laughing at you the whole time. Still laughing at you. Put him in the front row and laugh at you. Show you that he's merciless. That's why I'm backing him up here. No mercy is getting to be shown. Because we have not shown any mercy, man.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 11, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because you are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls.
And these devils, man, they became great off of the slavery and the shit that they did to our people, man. That's how America became great. Because all that free labor. And with that, let me get this quick precept. This is Sirach chapter 10, and I'll start at verse 8. Sirach, or the book of Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, chapter 10, and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, and this is what's getting ready to happen. The brother Kwam mentioned earlier about the end of the world is made manifest. Esau, Edom is the end of the world. Okay, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So that's that translation as we're seeing right now. Okay, that transition from one power to another, and because of your unrighteous dealings, your injuries and riches gotten by deceit, the downtrodden of Israel, okay, the rejoicing over Israel, all these things are the cause of why you're going to be stripped of your power, Esau. Okay, this is why these nations are preparing battle. This is why there's a sound of battle in the land. Okay, this is why there is no peace on earth right now, because the Lord is getting ready to cause a great catastrophic event to happen to where that power is going to be translated like that. Okay, want to add something, Paul?
Yeah, just real quick, just one precept. One precept. Obadiah 1:18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire. We on fire in the spirit. You know, there's no stopping these two. You know, like you said, the translation of power, man. Because this energy, this power being transferred, man. All right, it says, in the house of Joseph, a flame. so Jacob's on fire, man. You know, there's no stopping it, man. It says, in the house of Esau for stubble. So his empire is being phased out. He's being destroyed, you know, economically, you know, financially. Okay, ultimately, his empire, man, is falling as we speak, man. Before the Most High ultimately send his son back to with the angels, man, to get busy to ultimately make this place stubble, but it's ultimately being stubble before our eyes. You see what I'm saying? It says, and they shall kindle in them, all right, and devour them. So Jacob's gonna turn up. It says, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord spoke it. Yahweh on capture. So there's gonna be no remaining of Edom. His time of being possessed, he knows that is at his gate. You know, so we don't have to do anything but fear Yahweh, trying to keep the faith and do what we do best in the power. Because at the end of the day, the Most High is going to checkmate the man who thinks he's playing test. He's he's been checked.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. He that bare you should be ashamed.
And that's going into those 7 heads of the beast. It says that there's an 8th, but it's of the 7th. Okay, that 7th being Great Britain. That's the mother of this whore. Okay, it says she shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed, man. Some people don't want nothing to do with America. Right. All right, go ahead.
Both the hindermost of the nation, going to America, you know, the child of Great Britain. The hindermost of the nation to be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
So we'll keep going.
Because of the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh.
See, because of the what? The wrath of the Lord. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? Go ahead.
It should not be inhabited, but it should be wholly desolate. Everyone that goes by Babylon should be astonished and hiss at her plague.
Yeah, so where is all these people going by modern day Babylon, which is in the land of Iraq, where no man dwells? That's uninhabited. Nowhere, man. You can't pinpoint it, man. You can't put the thumbtack on it. Okay, it's right here. Okay.
You know, we watched the dude for the history class. He always talking about going overseas. You go visit this. Ain't nobody going about there, you know, his at a plague and astonished. He's like, hey, yeah, go. He's saying go check it out. You know what I'm saying? 15 verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon.
And this is talking to those other nations. Okay, go ahead.
Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about.
Yeah, you know, array means surround this place, man.
All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Bear no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord.
See, she has sinned against the Lord, man. The Revelation 18 talks about the wickedness of this place that reached unto the heavens, man. See? And not only that, but they've touched the apple of the Lord's eye. They defaced the images of Yahweh Shai, and they placed their images up as the Savior, which is straight up blasphemy. Okay, and you can't be forgiven for that. Though he sought it carefully with tears, he found no place of repentance. Esau, punk ass. All right, you ain't gonna escape judgment.
He knew he was through, bro. That's why he asked for another blessing. He knew he was through. He said, "Oh, Father, only has that one blessing." He said, "I made him Lord over you." So he already knew that he was through, finished. So now we on the decline of the so-called Esau Edom's rulership. He's done. He's done. He's still done.
Shout against her round about. He has given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her.
Yep. So now that cup is going to be passed on to thee. What you've done unto these nations, what you've done for the Lord's chosen people, now it's your turn to drink of that cup. And these other nations are going to get their lick at it on this side. Okay, because once we get into that kingdom, hey, these nations ain't going to be able to just do whatever they want against you, you devils, unless they were commanded. But nonetheless, it's going to be our turn in the kingdom to do what we want unto you damn devils, man. And starting off with your captivity, your enslavement, all right, along with the other nations, but you're going to have it the worst, Esau, okay? And you know who you are. We don't got to explain it to you. You're just looking for the excuse to hit that block button, okay? Well, go ahead.
Cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest, for fear of the oppressive sword. They shall turn everyone to his people. They shall flee everyone to his own land.
You stop right there and jump down to verse 22. But that's what's been happening, man. A lot of these other nations that have been here in America, they're going back to their own country. They're flying on back to China, India, wherever they from. They're getting up out of Dodge, okay, before shit hits the fan. Okay?
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 22. Sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth?
And these are the rumors that are being heard, man. The sound of battle. The Lord, you hearing of these nations preparing, increasing uranium enrichment, increasing military budgets, preparing to get ready to go to war, man. Military troops doing drills, nations coming together to do, military trainings and such things like that. Okay, that's the sound of battle that's in the land. This is the trumpet that's being blown, and it's being explained to you by the prophets. Okay, it's just that you having eyes you see not, and having ears you hear not. Okay.
I was going back to Matthew 24, verse 6. Wars and rumors of wars.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
We don't have to explain that, man, because we already explained to you who the hammer of the earth is, man, and that's America. Okay, they go around governing waters, the air, lands, peoples, economies. Okay, all is governed by America, and if you don't do as they say, you get invaded, or you get a proxy war started in your country. Okay, or you have some coup happen.
Exactly. You wondering why you got protesters and people just out of nowhere, just a protest like I said, a coup. But they look, man, like niggas like George Soros that fund BLM, but they do the same thing in them other countries. You know, you wonder why you got a rebellion because you got agents in there, man, that's giving certain people weapons and shit, and now you got a whole little guerrilla warfare military coming up against you, and you wondering like where the hell this came from. That's the U.S. They funded those people to overthrow you, cause chaos, to wreak havoc within your country. So now they can say, oh well, we got to go there and help them out. They can't control it. We got to stabilize the region. And that's how they get a foot in the door. You know.
Oh, the door's unlocked.
You walk on it, they televise your shit on the news. You know, oh my God, you see what's happening over there in Syria? You know, people, innocent people, women, children dying. And that's again that rumor, that popular opinion. Yeah, we need to go over there and help them. Then before you know it, now you got U.S. troops on the ground now. That's just how they roll, man. You know.
The playing field was being leveled out. So, you know, the Lord raised up Russia. You know, in regards on this, just like a big rise over there in Iran right now about the old girl that died. You know, they got the border police over there and shit. But they saying, you know, basically the Iranian police killed her and shit.
Right. But she was what she was going on.
She wasn't covered up.
Yeah.
I believe it was. Yeah.
It says, how is Babylon becoming desolation among the nations? I have laid it.
Because that's how great America is, man. Just as Babylon was a great nation back then, where they were in control of the known world at that time, the same can be said about America, man. People are going to marvel at how America was destroyed. They're going to be like, how? America's military was powerful. These people were the richest nation in the country. This is the shittiest nation, really. Okay, but a lot of nations really look up to America, man. The dollar is strong, okay, compared to other nations' currencies. It's not strong in buying power, but it's strong compared to other currencies. Like Glenn Beck said, it's the highest floating turd in the toilet bowl. Okay. Go ahead.
You know, in the book of Judas, they say, you know, going to the Babylon, say the whole earth, you know, going to the known world, fighting. So same thing here. It says, how is Babylon becoming desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware.
Yep. You weren't aware of what the Lord was setting you up for. You thinking you getting off on your plan, but ultimately you were getting off on the Lord's plan. The Lord was leading you down the path of destruction. You know what? Yep. Over here jigging and jiving, thinking you making moves, but lo and behold, the Lord was the architect who created the slide. Okay?
Right. Like so we got about to say
But that's why the scripture says deceive right here. Lord made you to deceive, bro. He made you to be a devil, dog. He the most high made a left hand. He just he saw Edom playing out what it is to be the left.
right. Like Elder Todd said again, man, he said that the hypersonic missile can't be detected by radar. So when it comes, the sneak attack, you only gonna know after it hit, then you're like, oh shit. Then you're gonna let your shit move. But when they come, you ain't even gonna know they coming. Because they gonna be undetectable.
Yeah.
A snare, exactly, a trap.
Yep. He gave it to him to create those things.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the neighbor we watched the video earlier, the dude was saying missiles weren't created to be used, they were created to ward off. Like nah, bro, that's that delusion and that deceiving that you had in your mind is that you thought you were just creating these things to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's what the whole thing with the nuclear treaty shit that Russia backed out of, by the way, that you forgot.
Yeah.
Russia backed out of that nuclear treaty deal, but it was only meant for use for defense purposes. They were never so-called meant to be used against another nation just free willy-nilly like America did, the hypocrites. Okay?
Because what did he say? Oh, I became the destroyer of worlds. So now what? The Most High got many destroyers now, man. You know what I'm saying? So he getting what? Everybody got missiles now. That's the snare. Here it is. You thought you had the greatest technology to was used to be a no, bro, no. Everybody got because really you thought you was the only threat. You thought you was a top dude. The Most High showing you that what? You're not that top guy. See?
Right. Thou art found and also called, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord hath opened up his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans.
That army is those missiles, man, that the Lord has prepared. When you get ready to open them things up, let them fly. Okay? Go ahead.
Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, pass her up as heat, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left.
Verse
26. Lay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord, our power, the vengeance of his temple.
Go back. You skip over to verse 25.
I'll go back.
Read that, and then you can stop there, and then we'll close out at this point.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 25. The Lord Yahweh hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
That's the power of the work of the Lord, man. And then real quick, it says, read that last part again, where it says, this is the work.
For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
This is Acts chapter 13, verse 41, because a lot of y'all, as Romans 3 and 3 says, for some did not believe, right? A lot of y'all, for the longest time, you haven't believed the word of the prophets that World War III was on its way, that nuclear missiles were going to be sent, that was the plague that the Lord was going to bring upon the earth. This is Acts chapter 13, because it says, this is the work that the Lord shall do, right? Acts 13, verse 41, behold, ye despisers, and wonder, and perish. For I work a work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you.
That's that Roman. They didn't believe it.
Yep.
The Lord will work that work.
Yep, exactly. See, so the Lord's been telling y'all this, man, through this prophet. Okay, rumor upon rumor, that World War III's coming, and this was being launched. But y'all tripping. Oh, look, they got USSR on there. Yeah, now what? Now you ain't got people saying nothing about that. Okay? Nobody comes up and asks about the signs no more. Nobody got nothing to say. And soon, well, you still got some people to say, say their madness, but it's very few. Okay? It's not as often. It was almost every weekend that we used to go out that people would talk shit. But now nobody really comes up and says anything, man. Why? Because now these things are starting to become more evident. Okay? Go ahead and get your. Anybody got anything else?
Now, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 12. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, now this is talking about the elect, all right, after those 3 days and a half, all right, after we fell upon our feet from the word, all right, the word is what strengthened us, all right, what healed us. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to the heaven in a cloud in the so-called UFO spaceship, which is identified the chariot. All right. It says, and their enemies beheld them. Was in Psalm the 5th chapter. So, which the great deliverance is going to come out of here, Babylon, the great AK America. All right. While those missiles are on their way over here, okay, a huge ship is going to show up and is going to deliver or beam elect up. All right. It says, and their enemies beheld them in the same hour. So in that same hour, you see them spaceship show up, the missile's gonna come, man. All right. It says in the same hour there was a great earthquake, because these missiles are gonna pelt the ground. All right, it's gonna shake the earth. The earth shall reel to and fro, as the prophet Isaiah described it. It says in the 10th part of the city fell. All right, and we always break it down. 10 is perfection, but we always break down FEMA regions. All right, FEMA has America broke up into 10 regions. Okay, yes. All right, it says, in a 10th part of the city fell, so America is going to be destroyed in its perfection, the whole thing. It says, in the earthquake, were slain of men 7,000, so a complete number of men. So everybody, if the 12th verse don't apply to you, all right, you're going to be burned up. All right, it says, and the remnant were frightened and gave glory to the Most High, to the power of heaven. This is the point. Verse 14, the second war was past, And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And we're at the doors of that third world war, that third woe, okay? Which is going to end by the way of nuclear missile and the deliverance of the elect, the remnant.
And so we know that CBDC is right around the corner. Time they throw some propaganda or some World War III news on the news outlets, that means the digital dollars are on it. That's first. Hey, Lord willing, was edifying. We want to give all the praises and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Shalom to the elders, apostles, to great millstone. Much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out the truth and sincerity. That we say Shalom. Shalom.